Hello, MGTOW. Hello, men. This is Howard Dare. Thanks for stopping by. So, I want to talk about women needing help. But before I get into it, let me just apologize for not putting out my videos on a daily basis. I've just been feeling a little under the weather lately and needed a little time to rest. So, let's talk about women and needing help. Because here's the thing. In this day and age, women don't need men's help anymore. As a matter of fact, they resent men's help, okay? So, the question becomes, should you help women anymore? And I just did a video on it, and the answer is no. They don't want your help. Understand that. They resent men's help. Any help that you give a woman, she will take as an insult, even if she says, "Oh, thank you, that's very polite of you. You're quite the gentleman," okay? No, all right? She's only saying that. She's reporting you to the boss afterwards. She's complaining about what you did to her friends immediately when she's alone. She's accusing you and your motives not being to help anybody, but simply trying to sleep with her, okay? So whenever you look at a woman and smile, she thinks, he's trying to pick me up. Whenever you hold open a door, she's thinking, he's trying to get together with me sexually. So, in case you're wondering why they ignore you, it's because they're disgusted with you. They resent you. They don't like you. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to upset you, if you're a young man, no, I understand. A lot of men want to hold on to the idea that men and women are like partners, that they help and complement each other, and that the fact that you're friendly and helpful as a man means you're a good man. And I agree, and I feel that way about it, but she doesn't feel that way about it. So you need to get that through your head. There's no helping women anymore. All right, you've helped them enough. They've been helped enough. They've been helped to the point where they've gotten you fired. They've been helped enough to where they've criminalized every last bit of your behavior. So if you're walking down the street and you look at a woman and you say, "Good morning," you're a sexual predator, guy. Get it through your head. You're not some nice guy saying good morning. You're a predator. You've committed a crime. Over in Europe, in many places, it's illegal to look at a woman for too long. It's illegal to speak to a woman. So I don't know, look, I do know what you're thinking, okay? You're thinking you want to be the hero. You're thinking you want to be the white knight in shining armor, okay? And that will endear you to her, right? Here's the thing. Even if she's acting like that, she doesn't feel that way, okay? It's an old story that, the men used in the past, and the women went along with it. That's not how they feel. So if you see a woman stuck on the side of the road, she's just as good as a man. She doesn't need your help. If you see a woman being accosted by strange men, she's just as strong as a man. She doesn't need your help. Let her play her hand, okay? You don't walk into a poker game and look at someone's hand and then say, "Oh, you should discard this and that, and then you should go for the straight or the flush," okay? You let them play their hand, okay? You don't walk into a chess game where two people are playing and start giving one of them advice, because for all you know, they're setting up a trap. Stop being so presumptuous. Stop being so arrogant. Stop being so unaware of the actual place that men now occupy in the social structure. You're not in charge. You're not on top. Okay? You're not the magnanimous, benevolent patriarch who's going to help people, all right? Even if that's how you act, and you go up to the woman with that intent, and even if she acts like, "No, I don't need any help," or "Thank you very much, I appreciate it," that's not what she's telling the boss. That's not what she's telling her friends. That's not the internal dialogue that she's having as this is going on. The internal dialogue that she's having as this is going on is, I better pretend like this guy is a benevolent patriarch and that I appreciate his help, because I'm afraid he's going to physically attack me. And as soon as I can get away from this guy, I'll stop feeling like I'm going to faint. So stay away from them. Oh, you think you're going to smile at them as you walk past them? Why? What are you, an idiot? What are you, a dog? Are you retarded? She's not smiling at you, so why are you smiling at her? And in her mind, the only reason why you're doing it is because you want to have sex with her. So stop it. Cut it out. Carry yourself like a man, okay? Stay focused on what you want, on your job, on what you're doing. It's fascinating to me. It really is. And this is even got very little to do with MGTOW, all right? The idea of a man walking around and leering at women like, "Hey, ooh, looking good." It's like, what are you retarded? What if you were married, okay? And that's the whole thing. See, that's the point I'm getting at, is that I've been walking around with married men, and that's how they act. right? And it's like, you blithering idiot. If she actually turned around and said, yeah, what do you want, guy? What do you think that the stud would be ready to go? He's not. The reason why he's hitting on the women is because of a sort of internal weakness within himself, and he needs to get her confirmation that he's like a real man. Otherwise, he would be able to just walk past her and think to himself, she's not very pretty, she's not very clean, she smells kind of funny. I don't want to get anywhere near her. Or he would be able to say to himself, yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, she looks like she's a 6, so she's probably a 4. And the women that I have waiting on me are all, 8s and 9s. So why am I even going to talk to this girl? Why doesn't the man have that attitude? No, he's got an attitude of oh my God, there's a girl. She's looking in my direction. This is my chance. Yeah, this is your chance to get accused of, sexual harassment. This is your chance to get fired. This is a chance to take your ego down about 10 pegs and to boost hers up about 10 pegs. So stop it, okay? It's an antiquated, old-fashioned idea that you're going to stop and you're going to help the little lady and that she's going to be like, oh, you saved me. Thank you, good sir. Stop it. If you stop, she's going to get scared. She's already called somebody. You know what I mean? She's sitting in her car. She's called somebody. She's waiting for somebody. If she's standing there with a problem, she's called someone. She's waiting for someone. She has a cell phone, so stop it. I'm sorry, because I know that a lot of guys are walking around thinking I'm a good guy, and if I see somebody in trouble, I'm going to help him out because I'm a good guy. No, you can't do that. I mean, I know you're a good guy, and if you see a man and you want to help him out, sure, help him out, right? And he'll probably, be like, no, I got it, but thanks a lot, man. Have a good day. Or he'll be like, hey, I appreciate you stopping. I really needed a little bit of help here. Have you got a jack that I could use, for 5 or 10 minutes? And that's cool. But you're going to do that with a woman who's already called for someone, who's already called for her husband or called for a service, AAA or something like that. And you're going to be standing there like, oh, I just wanted to help. No, she's not going to take it that way. And it's, even if you meant it that way, that's not the way that they're going to take it. So stop trying to do it. You know what I mean? Stop going out of your way to open up a door for a woman. Why? She wouldn't do it for you, right? Now, if you're right there, sure, of course. What the hell? It's almost like, social custom, especially during the holiday seasons here. But otherwise, no, what are you doing? And I know it's sad because we live in a day and age where, no, you can't be nice. You can't be helpful. Not towards women. They'll think you're trying to hit on them. And then they will feel, threatened and intimidated. And they will accuse you of some, inappropriate behavior. They will gain sympathy. They will gain the advantage at your expense. You'll be fired. They'll be promoted. And if you look at, like your manager and say, this is total bullshit. This isn't the case. He'll look at you and he'll say, or she'll say, yeah, I know, but there's nothing I can do about it. We have to protect ourselves as a company. I mean, that's the whole thing. The whole civilization is simply trying to protect itself from untrue sexual misconduct claims. That's it, okay? If you've got a multi-million-dollar corporation, you better make sure that none of the women can accuse you of any sort of, inappropriate female behavior on any level, right? Like you have to have your hiring right. You have to have, your behavior and treatment right. You have to have a mixture of, who's in what roles, even if they can't fill those roles. Otherwise, they'll take that $10 million corporation. You know what I mean? Some idiot girl without even a high school education, will say, yeah, we were in a room together and he made advances on and I felt terrible. And, I went along to this degree, but now I'm suing. And nothing happened. You know what I mean? Like they were just in a room with a closed door and having a conversation. That's all that happened. So do you want to be that guy? You can be that guy. Go ahead. Go be that guy. I know that's what you want. You want to be that guy. You want to be the guy sitting there looking at the woman and smiling and her, and her batting her eyelashes at you while you think to yourself, yeah, I'm a good man. I wouldn't do anything wrong. And she's batting her eyelashes at you and giggling and saying, you're a good man. You wouldn't do anything wrong. And then she gets out of the room and she's like throwing up. Right? She's like breathing heavy. She's like, oh my God, I thought I was going to be raped. Oh my God. And then she goes and she tells her friends, and all you did was sit in there and say, your performance is pretty good, but it's not the best. Right? And I think you could do better. And no, you're not open for, any sort of a special raise or promotion at this time. But if you were like the best in your group, yeah, then you would be. So she's leaving that meeting and you're in a lot of trouble, right? Come on. And this is the case. Professional men, politicians, all over the country, they are refusing to take meetings with women privately. And I don't blame them. If you were a doctor, I would not be willing to see a woman. That's crazy. You're going to lose your practice. If you're a lawyer and you have a private confidential meeting with a woman, what What are you, insane? You're not going to be a lawyer for long, pal. No, seriously. I speak with a lot of men. A lot of men in the trades, a lot of men in service industry, and they don't know how to interact with the women. They're afraid of being alone with the women. They're afraid of being accused by the women. They want to record everything that happens when they interact with women. They want witnesses around. And this is for the simplest of kind of service calls. This is kind of like the plumber coming to, to do some work in the house. And it's like, I've got to record this. I've got to have witnesses here. Truly, right? Because all a woman needs to do is look and say, this guy has his own business, right? So he must have at least, $20,000 or $50,000 to sue him for. That's it, right? So first, she's like, putting the moves on him. Then, when he's not responding to that, she's making the accusations against him. And then, maybe she's, trying to extort and blackmail from him, right? And sometimes it's just like emotional abuse, like in my comments section. Like I'll get at least, one or two princesses a day who try to tell me, where I belong and what's going on. And it's like, no, it's 2017 going on 2018, and the women don't need our help anymore. And they've made it really clear, and they resent everything masculine. So what are you doing? Hanging around them, being with them, trying to impress them. If you want to get together with a woman, go ahead, get together with a woman. Do it in a way that, you're not going to get in trouble, and you're not going to be like a fish with a hook in his mouth, right? And then move on. Stop being, stop attaching any sort of social, emotional, psychological validation to them. Stop trying to help them. Stop trying to impress them, or you're going to get yourself destroyed. Figure out what you want to do in life. Figure out what you want to accomplish in a given day, and stick to your work, right? Like I said, walking around with supposedly married men. They were looking at the ugliest girls you could imagine and acting like they would, give the girl her house, give the girl his house or his car, right? And it's like, what, is he trying to impress me that he's a super stud, right? The guy's not a super stud, right? I could just growl at him and he'd run away. I could just growl at him and his guts would kind of like fall out. So there's no reason to try to impress. Be impressed with yourself. Work on yourself. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that for now. Yeah, but that's my message. Don't try to help the women. I know you're just trying to be a nice guy, but it's wasted, and they'll, use it to their advantage, and they'll use it to your harm. So that's my advice on that issue. Let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. And please like, share, comment, subscribe, donate. And join me again, Howard Dare, as I plan to have more content. Thank you, MGTOW.